Let's take a look at using Rounder to detail out some architecture. First, let's create some architecture. I'm going to start with the disk tool and draw a flat disk. I'm not going to worry about turning it into 3 dimensions just yet. And I'm going to turn symmetry on and delete some points. I'm going to take these 2 points, and of course these 2 are going to be selected with symmetry on, and stretch them to line them up, and then move them down like so. Okay, and now I'm going to stretch them out so that we can build a little hallway here. So using extrude, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, make our hallway a little longer. There we go. F2 to center, A to fit window, and I'm going to lasso select and make some copies of these. So Control C, Control V, T for move, and as you can see, I didn't turn symmetry on or symmetry off, so I'm going to turn symmetry off, and now I'm going to move it. With symmetry on, it was pulling half of the geometry one way and half the other. I'm going to copy and paste and move this over here. Okay, and now I'm going to make copies of all 3 of these. Control C, come over to layer 2, Control V to paste, put the first layer in the background, hit R to rotate, F2 to center. So now we're set up to Boolean these together. Shift B, bring my options over here, and instead of subtract, I'm going to choose union. Hit OK. I'm going to delete the floor polygons so that we can see what we're doing. Now, after a Boolean, one of the first operations that you want to do is to merge the points, because you have 2 objects that have just come together and they're not sharing points. So M for merge. Okay, we lost 261 points there. And now if we select connect, everything is connected. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. We've created cathedral style ceilings with pillars, but instead of this hard edge, I want to round that off. So I'm going to use Rounder. I've got to do a little bit of setup before I can. What I'm going to do, you can't use Rounder on an open face, and this bottom edge here would be an open face that we would be dealing with, those points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the knife tool, and I'm going to cut a slice. Okay, so now when I come to the top view and start selecting the arches, I'm going to select every other arch, so we don't have to do one arch at a time. Okay, and one more. And I need to deselect. Let me go into one window so that we can see what's going on here. I'm going to deselect these points that are along an open edge, an open face. Come into this window so we can see. So now that I have these selected, I can use Rounder. I'm going to go to Multiply, Rounder, N for numeric. Let me bring over the numeric window. Okay, so 6 polygons looks like enough, and if we want to make it, if we want to spread it out, I can change the inset distance. Okay, and let's go with that. Okay, so now what we've done is let me go into texture mode. We've rounded these off, so it's nice and smooth versus this hard edge that you really don't see in the real world. Usually you have it smooth. Now, of course, if we go to the surface editor and turn smoothing on, it'll look a little bit better. But we end up with these weird corners right here. Well, again, those were just there temporarily. If we go into this window, we can select the extra geometry down here, delete it. If we need the walls and the pillars to be longer, we just move those down. Those were just there so that we could use Rounder on an open face. And there you go. There's an example of using Rounder on some architecture.